Hello, world. What's happening out there? It's Dominic here. Hello. Today, I'm going to be talking about clarity and asking questions, personal development type questions for the goal hacker part of the self-achievement system. I'm going to get right into it. I'm not going to wait for anybody to get on this call. I didn't do a big announcement about it because I don't have my next course complete yet. So it's not like I can put it out there for people to download. So I'm doing this just to, number one, to get practice, and number two, to put out some really good information that I've learned over the years about asking the right questions. So I'm just going to get right into it. I hope that everybody's doing well. Got to have my water. So yeah, this is a really interesting topic, and it's about creating clarity. And for all of you out there that are, the DIY people, I really respect you and honor you because, there's a lot of programs out there in the world that are good. Some of them are great. Some of them are not so great. And, the great ones, the really good ones, are very expensive. And so, when I decided to take this journey on, hi, Sally. Hey, good to see you. Hope that you and Sharif are doing well there in Poland. And where are you guys? You guys are in the capital, I think. I can't remember now. Anyway, the reason why I took this on was because over the years, I struggled a lot in the beginning with having the right information and having the right amount of, the money to get the information that I needed. So, hi, Sally. Thanks for coming. I can't see you. I can only see your words. But I'm glad that you're here. So this is going to probably last, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 minutes. And just so that, Warsaw, very good. So I struggled in the beginning. And what I realized after I began my journey in my self-development was that, I wasn't asking myself the right questions. And then I began to learn and work with some people and work in groups, and what I realized was that asking myself the right questions were giving me much better quality answers, and it was helping me to move forward in my life a lot faster. So that's what this is about. And so for those of you who like to do it yourself and don't like to go attend and spend money on expensive seminars and things like that, this is perfect for you. And so the question that I ask all the time is, why? Why ask yourself questions? It's really important. That's a good question to ask. Why ask yourself questions? And number one, right off the bat, it helps to create clarity. And that's what this whole program is about, because the clearer you are in your mind, the easier it is to take action. And some people don't take action because they don't know what to do. And it's really that simple. It doesn't have to be a real big, complex, mysterious thing. No. Very, very simple. It creates clarity, and clarity is power. It gives you a lot of personal power inside here when you know exactly what you're aiming for. Now, you may think, I already know that. That's true. You may already know that. But a lot of people that are wandering around. You've seen these people in the supermarket, right? That don't have a grocery list. They're going down this aisle and they're going down that aisle and they're looking for things on the shelf and they're trying to remember what's in the refrigerator, So it can be difficult. So when you're really clear, when you have a list and you know exactly where you're headed, it makes everything so much easier, and then you don't have to carry all this stuff inside your brain. It makes you crazy, right? So it's also helps you to understand your reasons why, which is really important. Everybody says, you need to know your why. Well, you do. It's not the most crucial thing in the world. Knowing your why, knowing what your passion is more important. But knowing the reasons why you want to do the things in your life, the things that you want to accomplish is really important. Clarity and asking questions helps you to take action. We said that already. It helps you to know where you're headed and what you're going to get. So a lot of people don't ever define, well, what do I really want? They have these dreams inside their head, and that's all fine and dandy. And sometimes those dreams do come true just out of the natural course of life. But if you really want to streamline things, then it's really important to make sure that you can define it. So that's the direction that we're headed. And it helps you to change your approach. So if you're not getting what you want in your life by asking yourself really good, tough questions, and you're going to get really good answers, it's like that changes the approach, because most people don't sit down and do that. So that's why you want to ask yourself questions. So how do you create lasting change? Because asking yourself your questions is going to start to prompt you to take action, and it'll be in the right direction. So the thing that people always get hung up on, like I did. Hi, Rasia. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. The reason why people get hung up, like I used to get hung up, is that I would start on something, I would get excited, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to start running, or I'm going to get a different job, or I'm going to start studying something, I'm going to start playing the guitar, and you know how it is, right? You go for 2 or 3 days, or even a week sometimes, and then boom, it falls off. Well, how do you create lasting change? Really important. First of all, more than anything, it's kind of like going back to the 80-20 rule. You remember the 80-20 rule? Everybody knows the 80-20 rule. It's like 80% of it is this, right? It's the mindset. It's having the clarity. 20% is the doing part. That's the easy stuff, right? As long as you get clear. And it gives you leverage. You know, if you want to move a big rock and you walk up to it and you start pushing, you can't budge it because you don't have any weight. I mean, you don't have the right leverage. So you go get a big stick, you put it underneath there, and then all of a sudden the rock moves. That's leverage, right? That's what it's all about. The other thing is, people say, oh, you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe. You need to have this faith. You know, well, I say this. You know, if you look up the word belief, the bottom line is that it implies doubt. It implies doubt. Do I believe that I'm sitting here right now, or do I know that I'm sitting here right now? You see? I know that I'm sitting right here. I don't believe it. I don't need to believe it. Okay? But I do know it. Do I hope that I reach my goals? Of course I hope that I reach my goals. But if I get a really clear picture, then that increases the chances, right? If I have a plan. So that's the direction that we're headed. So instead of relying on a belief that I'm going to make it, I rely on knowing that I have the right tools, creating this clarity, right? So, so what you're doing by when you start asking yourself questions and you write down the answers that you want, what you're doing is you're creating a new pattern, right? Everybody talks about habits, and the patterns are like a routine, and the clearer that you are about what your end result is, the easier it's going to be. So you're going to create self-empowering routines, patterns, right, that you're going to get used to. That's all that it is. Anyway, I don't want to go too deep into that. Willpower versus do power. Okay, there's a big difference. Will I do it, or am I going to do it? Big difference. I don't want this to be a whole thing about the, like messing with your head kind of stuff, but it's important to understand that it's more about doing than it is the willpower. People always say, I don't have enough willpower. Isn't that the biggest load of crap you ever heard in your life? It's because they don't follow through that creates the power, right? So it's not about the willpower, it's about the doingness of it. Listen to this. So one person may have enthusiasm or energy for 1 hour. Somebody may have it for a week, but it's the person that has it for a lifetime that creates the results that they really want. So that's what's really important. And you start doing it. Like my journey began at 26. My real journey was when I got involved with an organization that allowed me to really get focused on what I wanted. 26. And so for a lot of people, you're in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, they don't really ever take, they're behind schedule, right? So the point is, here's the big question, right? So why don't most people reach their goals in life? Anybody know? It's not a secret. What do you think? Give me a response there. Why don't most people reach their goals? Because why? Anybody? Going once? Going twice? Okay, I'll give you the answer. It's because they don't take the first step. They don't get clear. And when people are not clear, again, they're like the people in the supermarket without a list. They're wandering around. So they don't take the first step. It's not because they don't want to. It's just they don't know what to do. So let's talk about momentum for a second, right? Because we want to create momentum and keep it going. If you look in the dictionary, the normal definition of momentum, it says forward motion with energy. Forward motion with energy. Well, I'd like to change one of the words. Forward motion with emotion. Emotion. Because you want to stir what's going on inside here, right? That's going to keep you going longer than energy. So someday you wake up in the morning and you don't feel good, you don't feel like doing it, you're going to talk yourself out of it and you're not going to have a lot of energy. But if you have the emotion inside that's solid, that's what keeps you going. So so people don't take the first step, and the first step is getting clear, and that's what's going to make you emotionally attached to your goal. So the question is, how do you get emotion? How do you create that emotion inside? It's really simple. You make it up. There's a video that I did, I have, from a talk that I did actually in Egypt several years ago, talking about getting excited. And people have this notion that in order to get excited about something, there has to be some sort of an external stimulus. And that's not necessarily true. I mean, yeah, go to the water park, go someplace exciting. Yeah, okay, that stirs some emotion. But what about you having the ability to get excited about anything? So in this talk, I was giving the people this little process to do. And so I demonstrated. I said, okay, so I'm going to demonstrate for you what it means to get excited about anything. So I can't remember what the word it was. I think the guy gave me a word, dirt. And I was like, dirt? Are you kidding me? I love dirt. Dirt is amazing. Oh my gosh, it grows things. It does it filters the water and it makes it pure when it goes underground. Dirt is so cool. You can get excited about anything, right? So you have to make it up because you have the power to do that. Most people think, oh, well, one of these days when I get motivated, I'm going to do it. But that's not necessarily, it's not true. You can make it up at any time, any place, anywhere. Why? Because you have the power to do it, because you're a free-thinking human being. So you can get excited about your life, right? And the number one thing that I've learned is that the big jump start is to write things down. It really helps. And in order for me to write things down, I need to know what to write. So I have to ask myself the right questions. So this is a big circle that I've been talking about, right? So you're generating excitement and emotion. Most people won't do it because it's complex, and they know themselves. They know that, well, even if I get excited about it, I'm not going to do it because I've done it so many times, and after a week I just fall off, and there goes the New Year's resolutions, to hell in a handbasket, But it doesn't have to be that way. So where do you start? How do you get your emotion going? First thing that you should do, and this is like nothing earth-shattering. The experts that are out there in the world talking about, how do you get an emotion going. What I tell people is go to the mirror. People say you have to get in state. Some people walk across hot coals. You don't have to do that. You can stand in front of the mirror and have a conversation with yourself and change that conversation, right? So the number one thing is to go to the mirror and get excited. Talk about some of the things that you really are wanting to do, and look into your eyes. The mirror exercise is one of the most powerful things that you can do. So go to the mirror, look at yourself in the eyes and say, okay, today we're going to sit down and you're going to write some answers to some tough questions, and we're going to create some clarity. Then we're going to get moving. We're going to shift some gears. Yeah, right? So you go to the mirror first. You get yourself going. Next thing to do is to find your passion. And you do that by writing down. Even if you do it on a computer, it doesn't matter. You define what you love to do, what you hate to do. You write down what you're passionate about. A lot of people say, I don't know what I'm going to do, what I want to do in life. I'm not really sure about it. I'm too busy making a living and handling my survival. But what about the life part, right? So start defining what you're passionate about, what it is that you really, really, really want. If you had a magic wand, write it down. What are some of the things that really turn you on, that drive you? Some of the things that take no energy, like my son, when he was younger. When he saw a guitar, the kid just started practicing and plucking, and every time I turned around, one kid was in the living room watching TV, and the other one was over there plunking on the guitar. It took him no energy. When he got into high school, he was, people like this, right? He was in high school, and he would not do his homework because he was sitting there doing his on the guitar. And now he's amazing. And actually, my daughter that was in front of the TV, she now plays guitar too and is in a band. So it's all cool. So you write these things down. The third thing to do is just decide, commit, and be willing to do whatever it takes. So I'm going to go back a little bit. So where do you start? How do you get your emotion going? The first thing is go to the mirror. The second thing is to find your passion, right? Defining what you love to do, what you hate to do, things like that. Number 3 is to decide. Make a decision. Commit to it. Now, how do you do that? There's no answer. You start, and then you manage the decision sometimes in every moment. Like there's one of the things that I do on a daily basis is I do stretching at night before I go to bed. I stretch. I get on the floor, and I do some yoga poses. I do some stretching because I'm an old man, and us old people have to do things like that, right? So, I can just tell you, last night I was getting ready, shut the TV off after I watched a little bit of the news, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna go put a few dishes away. And I'm in the routine, right, of stretching every day. So I don't really want to do it. As I talk to myself, I don't really want to stretch today. I've stretched every single day. And I sit down on the floor and I start stretching, and the voice goes away. So it's managing the decision sometimes moment to moment. There's no secret to it. Action is really important. The fourth thing is take immediate, thought out, consistent action every day. Do something every day that getting in the routine, do something every day toward your goal. You create a roadmap. You create a detailed plan. Know what you need to do. When you know what you need to do, it's really easy, and being urgent. The fifth thing is using SMART goals. Now, I'm going through all this stuff. This is stuff that you know. I want to get to the questions in just a second. So it's important to use SMART goals because they're qualifiers when you're defining the things that you want. Because if you have qualifiers, it's going to help you to make certain that the things that you're going to do are going to get you to where you want to go. Really simple. SMART goal, specific, measurable. Is it attainable? Is it realistic, right? Is it relevant to what I want? And is it time bound? Or do I have deadlines? So that's the simple stuff. So how do you find your passion? Like I said, asking yourself what you love to do, what you hate to do. That's a different set of questions altogether. I'm not going to get into those. What we want to get into is the foundational questions. Most people go forward in their life and they think, oh yes, this is what I want to do. And then they charge forward and they get, they start doing it, and this is all so much fun, and then, right? And it's because they get pulled back by all the stuff, the incomplete things that they have going on in their life. This is one of the things that I learned. I was actually fortunate to learn in my younger years. I went through a program. It was all about handling all the incompletes in my life, all the things I had going on, the faucet that was leaking, and the, oh my gosh, the incomplete projects around the house, things like that, that they were floating around my brain. So I never really could focus my attention on my future because I had all this, mental, for a better word, baggage going on. So I'm telling you all this because they've got a program that I'm working on for all of you do-it-yourselfers out there. It's a program that's called Life Planning with a Purpose. And it's not quite done, but it will include all of this, and it'll be available coming soon. So the questions. Now, I don't have the questions printed out, and I can't hold them up so that you can look. But if you want to write the questions down, fine. If not, just listen, and then I will be posting this on the in the Self-Achievement group, the one that you're in right now listening to me. And you can download it, and then you can use it. It's a Google Doc, right? So you can use it from the download, no problem. So I call these jumpstart questions. Why? Because you want to get back to go, and you want to create a solid foundation. So jumpstart questions are really important. If you want to write these down, cool. Here's the first one. So it starts off with, what's not working in my life? That's like a huge question, What's not working in my life? So what you do is you get a notepad, or you get on the computer, or you use this doc, and then you just brainstorm what's not working in my life, and you just begin to write. Don't worry about the order. Don't worry about what it sounds like or the punctuation. Just write. What's not working in my life is that I'm not exercising regular. What's not working in my life is that I'm not eating right. What's not working in my life is that my relationship with my mom and dad is not the best. What's not working in my life is, and then you just keep writing until your brain just says, okay, that's enough. And then you go to the next question. You ready for this one? It's another really good question. Things I want to have presently and do not have. Things I want to have presently and do not have. So then you begin again. You start brainstorming. What do I want that I don't have? I want a perfect fit body. I want a relationship that is amazing and wonderful. I want a well-paying job that I love. And you just write until you can't think anymore, and then you go to the next question. And here's the third question. Things I want to do presently and am not doing. You know how it is. Things I want to do presently and am not doing. So we think about, one of these days I'm going to, and it's keep all this stuff in your head. This is about taking it out of your head and getting it on paper so you can begin to think again, right? So things I want to do presently and am not doing. You brainstorm, you write as much as you can until your brain stops. You can always go back and fill in some more, which you will do. The fourth question, things I want to stop that are continuing, like the things that you can't quit, whatever it might be. It might be a habit, things I want to stop that are continuing, things that you talk to yourself about. I need to stop doing this. I need to stop driving so fast. I need to stop biting my fingernails. I just need to stop, whatever it is. Just write it down. Don't judge yourself. Nobody's going to look at it, okay? Next question, things I want to start and can't get started. Great question, isn't it? Things I want to start that I can't get started. Not that you can't, but you haven't, right? But it's a good question. So you write things down that you can't get started. I can't get myself up in the morning without hitting that damn snooze alarm 10 times. Whatever it might be, right? Don't judge yourself. You're gonna love this when you're done. You're gonna be like, holy crap. Okay, the sixth one. Things I want to be and am not. Things I want to be and am not. I want to be the best wife in the world. I want to be an in shape person. I want to be proud to walk down the street. I want to be proud to look in the mirror. I want, be a great mom. I want to be a great pet owner. I want to be a clean person. I want to be, whatever it might be. Just write it all down, get it out of your brain, right? So, things I want to be and am not. Major decisions. Ooh, this is a good one. Major decisions I need to make are, major decisions. You know how it is. What do people mostly do when they think about the major decisions that they have to make? See you later, I need to go drink, or I need to go do something else. They avoid the questions altogether, the decisions, right? So write them down because it's really important. And you may think, I totally forgot about that. I need to get my taxes done, or I need to invest some money, or whatever it might be, right? So write them all down. Next question, of course, goes along with the next, the last one, which is things I am avoiding. Things I am avoiding. Ooh, what are you avoiding? Go to the mirror, right? Look at yourself. Sally, what are you avoiding? Racia. I can't pronounce it, I'm sorry. Help me. Raica. Racia. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. Go look in the mirror, look at yourself and ask the question. And don't leave until you come up with what are you avoiding? And then write it down, okay? Really good. All right, so the last, number 9 is, my reasons for answering these questions are. This is about your why, right? My reasons for answering these questions are, and then write it down. As much as you can comes out of your brain, right? And just keep writing things and writing things and writing things. Then when you get done, you can either put this away for a little while or come back to it. Don't just put it on your computer and put it on a document and store it in a folder someplace, somewhere you're going to look at it later. No. If you do that, fine, but go to get your phone, all right? My phone is up there recording. But go to your phone and set a timer, set a schedule to look at your questions. Maybe once a week so you have a few days to process it. So these are great questions to use. So I'll be posting these up on the Achievement Seminar, group, Self-Achievement group for you to download, and you can share them, of course. That's all that I've got for today. I really appreciate that you were here. Thank you so much. I hope that you got value. If you did get value, the best compliment that you could give to me is to share this with your friends, and also to make comments so that people can see that this is valuable. I know it's kind of short and sweet. It's not like it's a professional thing that's coming off of, some high profile person, but hey, it's simple. It's for the do-it-yourselfers. Do-it-yourselfers. So anyway, the self-achievers. Rock and roll. You guys are great. I will see you if you're here next Tuesday. The next webinar that I'm going to be doing is in the Manager Hacker section of the Self-Achievement System, talking about 4 killer hacks for a micromanager. Hope to see you there. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.